10 million copies sold. That is a total number of copies sold for Black Myth Wukong when it was released on August 20th, 2024 to August 23rd, 2024. So in just 3 days, more than 10 million copies were sold. And the thing is, it was released on the PlayStation 5 and the Windows PC platform, but it has not yet been released for Xbox consoles as well. That is absolutely insane. And this is by far the most successful AAA gaming experience to come out of China. And this is definitely a big thing because honestly, this is a sign of things to come. And Game Science, they are a small developer. They produce mostly mobile games before. And Black Myth Wukong is by far the biggest game that they've ever produced. But they did have some help because funding was done through Tencent Games. So if you're not familiar with Tencent Games, think about things like League of Legends because they own that and they own many other properties. And Tencent Games is part of Tencent and it's one of the largest companies in the entire world. So they definitely had some help there in terms of financials. But the end result is Game Science. They produced an awesome game that people actually wanted. They had fun playing and they continue to play to this day. And obviously, sales numbers don't lie. And all the reviews that I've seen have just heaped so much praise on this game. And I myself am not much of a modern gamer. Most of what I do is retro gaming back there. But this is one that I will be picking up on Steam. And I do use Linux, so hopefully everything works well through Steam. And I'm pretty sure it will. But I kind of feel this is kind of the shift that we needed in the whole gaming space because if you look around today, especially with modern AAA and now quadruple A gaming experiences, it's mostly from these large companies. And most of these large companies are owned by much larger companies. Microsoft owns a whole bunch of companies and so does Sony. And a lot of times whenever these big game publishers release a AAA game, it's pretty much the same thing. And honestly, they don't really deliver on what they promise. And at the same time, it costs quite a bit of money, especially when you look over the long-term cost that you are going to be putting into this game, not only in money, but also in time. And because of that, slowly but surely, the sales of these AAA game experiences going down, down, down. And a lot of people are craving new experiences, but with basics in place, meaning the fundamentals of a great game, great graphics, sound, gameplay, and most importantly, fun factor. And to be honest with you, there's not really many AAA game experiences that fit all of that, but games like Black Myth Wukong, Stellar Blade, they kind of like deliver on all those things. That's why they've been so successful. And I hope that this shift coming out of China will change the game industry, okay? And it's not just the simple fact that it's from China, okay? But it is from a place that we would not expect it to come from, even though Tencent owns a lot of companies. But it does introduce one big thing, and that is competition. You know, we kind of need competition to these big other game conglomerates from Microsoft, Sony, and so forth. And then having a big company like Tencent hopefully will add that competition. And I know it's kind of funny talking about these big multi-billion, trillion-dollar companies, but in order to compete in this space nowadays, you need to have a lot of money. And if a lot of that money is going into creating great games, then I think that is a good thing overall. And so those are my thoughts today on this AAA Chinese gaming experience, Black Myth Wukong, and hopefully we'll get more gaming experiences like this wherever it comes from. So if you actually had any thoughts on this, be sure to leave in the comments there below, and I'll see you on another episode.